Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your timeless work, career, vocation read. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle production since 1998. Author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle and on Patreon, serving every day, streaming every morning with coffee, usually in a bathrobe, talking about the lunar astrology for the day, and we say a little prayer, a little blessing. Great fun. Link in the description box, because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hi. Meow. Let's get up in the gig, as the kids like to say. Shall we? Work, career, vocation, 3 levels of power. This is a 3 levels of power reading that we could look at other subjects. Life purpose through those lenses. Work, career, vocation, very helpful. I've been doing them for my clients for decades. Once I learned about the 3 levels of power, and there is a video in the description box down there from Carolyn Myss, MYSS, PhD. This is her archetype deck explaining the 3 levels of power, and you'll see, oh wow, we can really look at all different areas of life this way. It's a 12-card spread. Thinking about making it an extended, I don't know yet. Now that I'm on Patreon, all of my Patreons, regardless of level of subscription, get access to the extended readings, all of them in the past, whatever I'm doing in the present, and onward into the future, as if they are, you know, subscribe on any level, so check it out. But I'm still juggling that. Today I am wearing a Bette Midler t-shirt from 1983, the Day Tour, DE space TOUR concert. I saw her at Jones Beach in Long Island. Fell in love, realized if she can get away with doing that, I can do this at like age whatever, 15. And it still fits, and it's red because, you know, I try and wear the element color for the readings that I do, but I do have a little shrug on because this is sleeveless. A little scarf, actually, that my mom gave me. It's furry, fuzzy. Oh, I think I like it better this way. Meow. Okay, so let's get up in this gig. It's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. They are timeless. They're all in a playlist if you want to check them out. You want to go back. But it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, you know. Check your other signs, because work, career, vocation, I keep saying this, your sun sign might very much have leverage in the work in one reading. Your moon sign, it's vocation, your vocation in another. So you get that, I guess. Otherwise, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace about helping you bring chakras into alignment. We'll get there. Really bringing together your work, career, and vocation into one alignment is a very powerful thing and very fulfilling. And if you want to book me for a private read to do this, link in the description box of video, booking a reading with Mal. Enough! Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. Here we go. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, as I call upon the collective pantheons, Leo, Mars conjunct Leo rising that I am, our collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, 3 levels of power, work, career, vocation read, using the Caroline Myss archetype deck. First 3 cards down. Now let's do them face down. The dominant 8th chakra archetype hovering over the head, affecting every other chakra, the lessons they're learning, the alchemy from lead to gold, what they attract, what they repel, that is probably beyond their control to do so when it's 8th chakra stuff. So in this timeless read for the Leos, what's going on in the work, the survival intuition, what's going on in their career, their creative intuition, so to speak, and in their vocation, their visionary intuition. Now, this is in the title. You know it before I do in some odd way. Hey, Sabby, you want to come sit with Mama? No, he doesn't. Oh, well, hello. The detective, the judge, and the femme fatale. The reading I just did, which I guess would have had to have been Cancer, had the femme fatale, I think, in the same. This is why I write them down. Yeah, in vocation. So if you've got any planets in Cancer, this is what's called a double whammy for you. But let's look at this. The detective and the judge are both wisdom family archetypes, but the Femme Fatale is wild card. And it's not about bodily gender, particularly in your vocation. Particularly in your vocation, it's not. Otherwise, it would be feminine family of archetype, even though the word femme means woman. Fatal woman. Morticia Adams, I always go. And, you know, Serena. I was thinking about Femme Fatales after that reading yesterday. Serena from Bewitched, unless you're unfamiliar with the Pantheon, right? She kind of was. She's a Femme Fatale, cause. Let's look at the detective archetype. All of these archetype cards have written on them shadow and light, lead to gold, toxic to healthy. This is what your soul power is being alchemized. So you're getting the power of the detective, the judge, and the Femme Fatale in some way. The shadow attribute, voyeurism, Gladys Kravitz, falsifying information, so even if you got the right information, you're fucking with it. The light attribute, great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. And when I said, you know, saying the prayer, drawing in the right cards, survival intuition is lower 3 chakras. This whole level of power really is about the physical world, your interaction with it. So, really, I'm getting, listen to your gut. Like, the lower 3 chakras will tell you different things. We have a tarot card coming up for that eventually. Desire to seek out the truth, though. A detective at work, you're looking for a new way of making money, survival intuition, how you're surviving the world. But this is the Leo terrain. The second level of power, your creativity. Leo, 5th house, creativity, good fortune, pleasure. The judge is a good thing to have here in the light, but in the shadow, any of the archetypes in their shadow, no bueno, le shadow. Offering only destructive criticism. I've been there. You can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. One can come and go in a day. Misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. It's metaphorically or maybe literally putting your thumb on the scale. The light attribute, balancing justice and compassion. That's very Kabbalistic. I'm going to leave that there. Middle pillar. Middle pillar, middle pillar, middle pillar. It's hard to say. Managing the fair distribution of power. Remember, power comes in all sorts of different ways. Not so much like the Justice card. In the tarot, not getting that vibe on that. He said crossing his solar plexus, Mr. Leo rising, but really weighing things out on the inside in terms of throat chakra. Read my book, Words of Grace, or if you like, Anatomy of the Spirit by Carolyn Myss, which also rhymes. Throat chakra is about the balance of justice and mercy. And the choices that we make, even the things we say to ourselves. Now, second level of power is heart, throat, third eye, crown dynamic, creative intuition. So you might not just be weighing things out, but trying to do what you need to do in a way that is just and compassionate, but for yourself as well. This is your creativity, your internal fulfillment, what you yearn for, what you burn for, hunger and thirst for, right? Heart, throat, third eye, crown on the inner. So watch your destructive criticisms, particularly of yourself, right? It's like that doesn't, exclude you from that. As an artist myself, I was a minister for a very long time. The artist sat in the way back of that car. But now the artist is driving every day along with the mystic and other archetypes, and I love it. So I had to really get out of that. It's like, who the hell cares, right? I'm a Virgo sun, so I have a schedule for myself. And I'm like, no one gives a shit about your schedule but you, Mark. Take a deep breath, right? So very powerful in terms of your creativity, in terms of your career. Now, how many artists, let's just say, in their career, do things during the day to make money, or, you know what I mean? The gig economy, right? With the gig economy, work, career, vocation reads are like way helpful. But then, my darling, you have the Femme Fatale. I don't care what gender you are or identify. I love you. I love you. Particularly if you have the Femme Fatale. I have a touch of it. It comes and goes. Reason, season, lifetime. The shadow attribute, inappropriate use of sensuality. You bit. Mal. Attachment to money and power. Now, who doesn't have attachment to money and power, particularly if you're self-employed, like me? It's a tricky, but I want you to think Morticia Adams, Elvira, right? Vampirella. I could go on. I will. I could and I won't, right? Medusa, the Femme Fatale, just mythic, right? Black Widow. Both the arachnid and Scarjo, right? The Femme Fatale. So inappropriate use of sexuality to lure you in and just snap your neck. You big neck snapper. But the light attribute highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, which if you take it out of bodily gender is about yin. It is the magnetism. The masculine then be the electro. The feminine being the magnetism opens your heart when your dependency has been rejected. That sounds like a garbage truck in the distance. If it gets too close, I will do the magic clap. Oh, I think I made it stop. Welcome to my parlor, said the spider to the fly. There's a thing there that if your dependency has been rejected in some way, shape, or form, then having it in your vocation, and do check out the Cancer read. I went into this a lot deeper there. There is that thing of opening your heart to the divine, to the goddess, to the divine feminine, to the mother of all, to, I don't know, Hecate, Circe. There's a bunch of them I could think of. Demeter on a rough day. Shadow Demeter. You get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. You know, that ain't She-Ra. That's Red Sonja. Here we go. Wow. My guides are having a field day with me today. Well, I nailed the dismount on this past full moon in Cancer with that holy water thing I did. It's available on YouTube now. My patrons got it first. Everybody else got it afterwards. All right, here we go. Those take the longest. These are much quicker. 2 tarot decks and then healing mantras. These are the next 4 chakras down for each level. Crown, third eye, throat, and heart. This is the psychological world, right? As a Leo, you have choices to what you share with the outside world. This is the inside. Please take a nice deep breath. Using the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, the feminist deck that I love so much. Please, I call upon my goddesses of fire. Sign of Leo, powers of the south, please 1 card, 3 cards. In clarity, we'll do these face up. Cool, that'll be fun. 3 cards in clarity. Heart, third, third eye, crown dynamic for the Leo collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. Ooh, watching this video, receiving this reading, Bestet. Please, they've got the detective in the 8th chakra for their work, their heart, throat, third eye, crown. Excellent. 3 of Pentacles. You're formulating. When it's an earth element on the inside, Pentacles, the earth, we're looking at wisdom gained. And 3 of Pentacles is a solid foundation that you can build upon, like a tripod, literally. Have my HD camera on a tripod. But when it's inside, it's like, you know, like that. And with the detective, that's good. It's like you've got enough of the basic clues, but remember, do Hercule Poirot. Clues are not always a clue can lead you in any direction. This is about a deeper wisdom, a nice solid foundation here. Really liking that for you. It is my favorite minor arcana card in Daughters of the Moon. Can't help it, I'm a Virgo. It's mutable earth. She takes dirt, strains out the clay, right? Finds the clay within it, molds it, sculpts it, and then eventually puts it in the fire, which I don't know if you can see is on this side, turning it into a permanent form. This is not that. This is the clay woman taking the dirt beneath her feet and making something beautiful, practical, but eventually durable. I like it. All right, we got the Judge on the inner, my goddesses. Please, Judge in the 8th. What's heart, third eye, crown for the Leos? Well, Pele, the volcano, the 5 of flames. Something's been bubbling inside of you. This could be creative energy, though. Like, I don't see the 5s as immediately negative. Everything's neutral. Location. But that does feel like there's something brewing inside of you that maybe you haven't pulled the trigger on yet. Sabby, excuse me for a moment. Sabby, jumping up in the sink when there's water right there for you. Come here. Did you just hear mama voice come out of me? I'm the alpha. Oh, yes, I love you too. He's like, I'm sorry. He blinked a slow blink. Go lay down. We will play. You have plenty of water. You have bits. Go lay down. It's my crabby cat, my Cancerian. Motherhood, it never really ends. Let's keep moving on. This feels so powerful. This could also be creative sexual energy, by the way. And why would I say that? Femme Fatale. Remember, second chakra dynamic. We'll get those in the next 3 cards. The Mythic Tarot, we'll look at those. Sexuality and creativity are essentially the same energy. In the second chakra, has to do with money, one-on-one relationships. But you get to pull the trigger on it and express it as you feel best. My goddesses of fire, Leo, the South, Femme Fatale, in their vocation, 8th chakra dynamic. What's their internal experience of that? Right? Lead to gold, shadow to light. Some clarity, please. In their vocation. Okay, now don't freak. It's not the 3 of swords or the 2 of swords. It's the 4 of blades. And I know it looks like the Rider-Waite version of the 2 of swords, except there are 2 swords crossed underneath. This is very third eye. And it does certainly have the connotation of mental rest and healing and all that of the traditional 4 of swords. But the 4 of blades here, yeah, she's blindfolded. But the key word here is deception, which means there's something here. Now, can a femme fatale be deceptive? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But can a femme fatale be deceived? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's probably what made them a femme fatale. Well, you incarnate to play certain roles in this life, and certain things electromagnetically have to happen. But in terms of your calling, who's been deceived here? Are you deceiving yourself? Remember, that's always on the table, right? Seek only truth is the sacred truth of the third eye. Words of Grace, Anatomy of the Spirit. There's a link in the description box to one of those, my book. I love Carolyn Myss, though. No, this is really powerful, considering we have only minor arcana on the inner, which means this is temporary, right? This isn't major arcana. These are things going on the inside. Major arcana are major stages, places you are in your life. So, Clay Woman, Pele, Deception. You're formulating here, but this can also mean that in terms of your detective archetype, that's where you're like, I gotta like kind of stabilize this. I gotta bring this together. You have a good foundation, but there is something big building up inside of you, and if there is something going on that's unfair, a deception, it would make sense that that judge archetype with the volcano might be going on inside of you, because we are Leos. We are fixed fire in that sense. Oh, we can hold that magma down until we don't. There is a trigger pulling feel here right now. I'm sort of getting your leverage is in your career, the judge with Pele. But let's see. Excuse me. You can't help it. It's so comfy, though. It's so comfy. Worth it. Breathe. Leo, are you a creature of comfort like I am? I bet you are. Breathe. Yeah, as I call upon my gods of fire, the sign of Leo, powers of the South, please, using the Mythic Tarot, of which many of you are featured. 3 cards, face up, lower 3 chakras. From the outside, looking in at the Leo, from the Leo's point of view, from the inside looking out, it's something in the physical world, the masculine dynamic. Lower 3 chakras, relationships, tribes, groups, circles of people, more than 3, root chakra. One-on-one relationships, sex, money, and power, one-on-one relationships in all sorts of different ways, second chakra. Relationship with themselves, their self-esteem, their survival intuition, really on that sense of following the intuition they get that no one else is in the moment. What they will, what they won't, what they do, what they don't, because there is a volcano here on the table, their willpower there, their free will and choice, their honor code. What do you got from Detective in the 8th, Clay Woman on the inner, in their work with Page of Wands? All right, so messages are coming back and forth, but it's the page carrying the Ace of Wands, right? Coming to you. Now that could be coming from you as well, but that also says that you might be networking and getting messages that are very inspiring and very much adding to this flame on the inner, unless, well, it can be both, right? But that also you're expressing yourself with these messages, understand now, it's like I don't have all the pieces of the puzzle. There's some of this I'm not being seeing. The Femme Fatale might just know intuitively. Somebody's holding something back. I'm not seeing the whole picture. There's some sneaky going on here, perhaps. Might be within you, and maybe you have to play the game to do what you do. But this is about your vocation, your spiritual power. So let's see. Now, the Judge in your 8th chakra for your 2nd level of power, creative intuition. My gods, they've got the Judge in the 8th for their career. Pele on the inner is very Leo read. What's going on lower 3 chakras for them? Their masculine energy. Leo is a masculine sign in their career. No? I get that that's the feeling of this. It's like you're like, well, but that one, or do I do it that way? Do I do it that way? How am I going to vent this this volcano inside of me, which could be about conflict of desire, anger, frustration, all of that as well. So please leave the card in my hand for them. Clarity, guidance, and grace. Lower 3 chakras in their career. Ha the Fool. It's time to pull the trigger. It's time to take the leap of faith. It's time to really trust yourself and channel this fire, but to do it in a fair and compassionate way. Look, justice is really important on the planet right now in every way, shape, or form. I mean, I'm not getting into the political thing in a general read on YouTube. I ain't dumb. I may be dumb, but I ain't that dumb. Thank you, Bette Midler. Stayed with me my whole life. In terms of how you negotiate your way through this with the leap of faith, it's all about judgment and mercy. It really, really, really is, because justice is important, but I just always come back to the the Bette Midler and Dalai Lama point of view. The Dalai Midler. Hello, Dalai Midler! Oh my god! Hello, Dalai Midler. Hello, Dalai Lama. Yeah. Oh my god, I feel like I'm on Wheel of Fortune. Truth without compassion is brutality. This is very 3rd chakra. You are ready to pull the trigger. I could also see this as being someone ready to start their career, like bringing it into physical form, taking that leap of faith. Dionysus, by the way, on the card. Alright, here we go. Femme Fatale. This is definitely where your leverage is. Just my solar plexus keeps going to it. Femme Fatale in the 8th. 4 of Blades on the inner. Let's see what's on the outer. I feel so yummy. Please. My gods of fire. Leo. South. Lower 3 chakras in their vocation. Femme Fatale in the 8th. 4 Blades, deception, but also mental rest, healing, and reflection in their vocation here. It's the physical part of this lower 3 chakra dynamic for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, watching this video, receiving this reading. Sometimes I just gotta say it. Leave the card in my hand, Page of Cups. Good reflection. Now, you got 2 pages here. This could also be an emotional message given or received. It could also be a very strong intuitive hit. This is Narcissus, where the word narcissist comes from. Read the myth. Read the myth. I think it's important. Yeah, what he did wasn't great. But I bet he's reflected on it since. You'll see what I mean. Turned him into a flower bending over water so he could fall in love with his own reflection. Because he thought he was all that. Now, by the way, Leos. Keep your sense of humor with this stuff. But whatever this message is, this is certainly might be talking about your spiritual power, about giving that cup of love to yourself. of really saying, well, maybe I'm not seeing this the right way, and maybe there are messages that are coming in emotionally that are getting confused. Oh, all right, this is what it is for some of you. What they're saying and the vibe you're feeling don't match, which usually means a lie. Usually means they're saying one thing, but your gut's going, I got to reflect on that. I got to pull back on that. You might very well be getting intuitive hits in this situation, and it's a femme fatale deal, right? If your dependency is being rejected sometime, then go to God. Instead of codependency, go to God dependency, goddess dependency, angel dependency, spirit. Use your spiritual power here, because the higher powers, whatever you want to call them, don't judge you because you're not seeing clearly. They know you can't see clearly even when you think you can. It's for all of us. It's across the board. So 2 pages and the Fool, I think you're definitely getting the messages, but here's where your leverage is. So last 3 cards, going to read from the bookie book of the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. To put these together, I love reading these because once you have 3 on the table, you can play with them. Alrighty, let's do this. The Ascended Masters. Get my feet on the floor and breathe. I almost want to do a Wim Hof there. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of life purpose with the lenses of work, career, and vocation. Yeah, please, what are the perfect healing mantras for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading? I can relate to these archetypes, but I don't have any of them lifelong. They may be for reasons or seasons, so I'm not so sure if I'm in this one, and that's good. So for their work, they've got the Detective in the 8th chakra. Let's do this now. Great powers of observation and intuition, desiring to seek out the truth with that 3 of Pentacles, clay woman, sorting, sifting, but creating a solid foundation there with the Page of Wands, messages of desire, will, choices, inspiration, motivation, coming and going. What's the perfect healing mantra to help them with the alchemy there in their work? Asking for angelic support. My angels respond when I am open and authentic about how I feel. And I think we're talking intuitively here, not just how I feel emotionally, although that's what's in the bookie book. But a feeling and an emotion are not necessarily the same thing, particularly when it comes to the lower 3 chakras. Something feels off here, but then you can be afraid and emotion about what you feel. You got it? That might be what some of this is. Particularly in terms of work, career, vocation, right? Particularly, it's like I really feel like this is going to do it. Like I could do this, but angels support me in this feeling because I don't have obviously, we don't have all the information. If there's deception here, pressure building with Pele, and trying to formulate this thing inside of yourself, could be an incendiary message coming or going. And I think, let's look at that here. Breathe. Ascended Masters, they got the Judge in the 8th, Pele, 5 of Flames on the inner, Dionysus, the Fool, the Leap of Faith on the outer. Help them heal that. Expanding in perfect. Expanding inner power. I am my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. Now that does not necessarily mean verbal. That could be clay work just because it's on the table, right? Interpretive dance, right? It could be any sorts of way. Clean your house. I mean, they say clean your house when you're angry. It's like, I tend to short out the neighborhood when I do that. Let's get this last one on the table here, and then we'll book it. Let's play with these. 5th house. All right, Ascended Masters, Femme Fatale in the 8th. 4 of Blades on the inner definitely can be that mental contemplation, seeing where the deceptions are there. Mental healing and rest. Meditation, although there's another card in that deck called Meditation. The 7 of Swords, this is the 4, but with that Page of Cups on the outer. Definitely emotional messages, but could be intuitive messages as well. What do you got for the Femme Fatale part of this, please? grounding my energy, it is safe to be in my body. Now, before I do the bookie book, this is how I do these. This is why I write these down for myself, not just the ones I do off camera, but when it's one of my sun, moon, rising, Venus signs that resonate. So all you got to do is ask for angelic support in your work, expand your inner power in your career, and ground your energy in your vocation, which means it's safe. Let me do this, right? Let me put these together. So asking for angelic support in your seek for truth while you're sculpting the clay and getting these messages. I'm going to read it for you. This one's a little long, but I think it's really, really good to remember, particularly if you feel like something's up here, and particularly if you want to blow the top off the mountain. Asking for angelic support. My angels respond when I am open and authentic about how I feel. No one else needs to know about it, though, unless you want them to, which is what I think is going on here. When asking for angelic support, you are requesting solutions from a higher realm of consciousness, pretty much. Such a realm of consciousness works in accordance with free will, expanding inner power, your creativity, to help you face your experiences instead of helping you avoid them. Which with the detective, I feel like you're facing them. Rather than believe the cause of your feelings must be changed or eliminated, it is essential to ask your angels for better ways of viewing the feelings that keep getting triggered, which is what this might be over here with this. It's like, I need to see this differently. I need to reflect on this. Show me the value in this is probably a good way. Spiritual value, at least. Because each trigger, every time you get triggered, represents a healing. You are more likely to feel the presence of your angels when asking for their help to face your most difficult emotions. We only have one water card on the table, and it is that Page of Cups. So that is a cup you could take to the angels, so to speak. Say, help me with this, support me in this. This is what I'm feeling right now, ragged and raw or on fire, right? And everything in between and beyond. In order to access angelic assistance, it is important to be with your feelings so your angels know where support is needed most. So it's not like you're like, oh, my angels, please, in the other room is an emotion I'm avoiding. Can you please get rid of that for me? No, you gotta be in it. This mantra is ideal for unraveling the spiritual ego, which is a whole other conversation. Giving up patterns of avoidance. It's in the other room, would you, could you? And being a better receiver, which certainly speaks to the Femme Fatale. But I like this on you to receive the truth, this is great. The Judge. Pele on the inner, expanding inner power. I am at my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice and when I'm infuriated. When I go Pele, I channel it into art in some way, shape, or form. And sometimes that art involves magical objects. It is called the craft after all. Encountering... I didn't go far enough. Expanding inner power. I'm at my most powerful throat chakra when my creativity, second chakra, is given a voice, throat chakra. When inner power expands, you're able to openly communicate your truths, aspirations, and ideas as a way of circulating the energy that pours in from the cosmos. Yeah, you can do that. You can share your energy that way. But Pele, I mean, if that's all just pure create, like I'm getting this inspiration and I'm trying to do it in a balanced way so I can jump off this cliff, then this is your mantra. As energy gets circulated, the sharing of your ideas, through the sharing of your ideas, the universe is given permission to pour more inspiration, passion, and joy into your energy field, which is absolutely true. And I made the jump to Patreon. I didn't realize the classes I was doing on Facebook. I do the Drawing the Circle Facebook page Monday night, Tuesday night, Thursday nights, that they would be podcasts. I really had no idea. So now that we know they're podcasts, we're having fun. Link in the description box if you want to come play. As your inner power expands, creativity becomes the life force of source energy surging through you, yes, surging through you to inspire the embodiment of your highest self. Work. It's got to be done honorably, though. And you got to find your honor code on that every day. It is a winding road. This mantra is ideal for resolving creative blocks, healing traumas, and releasing blocks of stagnation. I like it. I like it. Could be the rite of confession too, by the way, in a creative way. And remember, you can always light a candle. You can always light a candle. So for that balancing justice and compassion, what are you going to do? Managing the fair distribution of power, and it's the power of Pele with the Fool. Careful. Grounding my energy with that Femme Fatale, highlighting the erotic energy of the feminine, opening their heart when their dependency is rejected. Grounding my energy, it is safe to be in my body. It's a very powerful thing for a vocation. It's about you walking this power in the world. When your energy is grounded, you are no longer wrestling with the pain of the past or chasing after potential future outcomes. In the now, 8th chakra, vocation, this is your spiritual and mystical power. You dare to demonstrate your very best attributes and qualities, no matter how you are perceived or received by others. And that is a Femme Fatale. Do you really think Morticia cared? Obviously not. Do you think that Serena cared? If you want my... I was raised on Bewitched. Raised myself on Bewitched. Of course not. With your energy grounded, your mind can relax as your body becomes a more enjoyable environment to inhabit. And what does a Leo want more? Creativity, good fortune, pleasure, all of that feline vibe than to enjoy their vocation. And Femme Fatale is a great way to do it. Look, it doesn't mean you're killing people, obviously. But, you know, if you intimidate people, it's a different archetype in there, maybe. Then like people are like, well, you're very intimidating. I'm a little scared. I'm like, well, good, but that has nothing to do with me. You're getting authentic, right? And I think the deception card, it has to do with that. It does have to do with looking at, am I putting everything out there? It's a real time of self-reflection. But with grounding your energy, this is perfect. This mantra is ideal for replacing compulsive thoughts, releasing addictive behavior, and finding stability. I love this for you. Let me put it together for you in a blessing. A nice big chunky torch of Archangel Ariel. Archangel Ariel is the Archangel of Lyons. By the way, the name Ariel in Hebrew means lion of God or lioness of God. It depends on the translation, I would guess. Let's take a nice deep breath. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, producing this video, doing this reading as well, it might be, that we be blessed with all that we need in our work, career, vocation, bringing the chakras into alignment, fulfilling our life purpose for the well-being of all in this timeless read. That as the detective, our great powers of observation and intuition and our desire to speak out the truth is in a place of stabilizing to build upon, with messages of fire coming and going, asking for angelic support, because our angels respond when we are open and authentic about how we feel, particularly about a physical situation where we need to know the truth. That in our career we balance justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power, and that power being a 5 of flames, Pele, creativity, maybe anger, rage, and all of that about jumping off a cliff. Do we pull the trigger or don't we? Well, may we expand our inner power, because we are our most powerful when our creativity is given a voice, but it needs to be fair, balanced justice with compassion, so that in our vocation we can highlight the erotic energy of our own feminine dynamic, opening our hearts when our dependency is rejected, because there is mental work involved there. There is maybe some mental rest, some contemplation, seeing perhaps where lies, illusions, deceptions, and delusions were picked up along the way in some way, shape, or form. Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, archetypally there, physically, spoiler. and those intuitive messages and hits that you're getting, it really feels like for a lot of the Leos watching this, that what people's saying and what their energy is do not match. So they certainly need to ground their energy. It is safe to be in their body, to be in the present moment, to feel that guidance and grace, and be that femme fatale full force. With certainly it feels the leverage on this one is the judge archetype, their career to express their power through their creativity so that they heal, so that they grow, so that they take steps forward in the fulfillment of their life journey, fulfilling their life purpose in their work, career, vocation, not just for their well-being, but for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So mote it be. And so it is. Good read. Did you like it? Like it. Want more? Subscribe. Want a Patreon? Come to Patreon. I'm here. Yeah, I'm serving every single day on Patreon, and really, really glad that I have my YouTube people here. And certainly if you want a private reading to look at work, career, vocation, you have access. Link in the description box. Otherwise, what a wonderful, very, very powerful read for you. Certainly comment if you feel like it. Otherwise, because I am a Leo, rising Mars conjunct, I really mean this. Wishing you the very, very best and the very blessed of your work, career, vocation, you femme fatale judge detective. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.